Hi, I'm Jackie Jones, and I'm with the Washington State chapter of Apco, and I'm here today with Chuck Taylor from the CPRA chapter. And Chuck, can you tell us what the CPRA chapter stands for?
The California Public Safety Radio Association.
Very good, very good. When did you join Apco?
I joined Apco in May of 1961 at what was then the Northwest chapter.
And did that include several states, or?
Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana at the time.
Okay, so that you weren't in the California.
No, I moved to California in 1989, affiliated with CPRA.
Okay. Can you describe your agency position, I guess the latest one, and briefly your responsibilities and what you did in that at your agency?
Well, when I joined, originally I was a radio engineer for the Anaheim County Sheriff's Office, responsible for maintenance of every radio and every law enforcement and fire vehicle in the county. A large county, but small population. I moved from there to the city of Portland, where I took over the Bureau of Electronic Services, which managed all radio equipment, telephones, closed circuit TV, and that sort of thing.
Well, everything with a power cord, I imagine.
Just about everything.
What course or thing in Apco drew you to joining the Apco
I found
Association?
it the best available resource for technical and engineering information and to meet the people that were involved in technical things.
Excellent. Can you describe your Apco activities at the state, chapter, and national level during your time?
Well, the first position I held of national interest, I was assigned shortly after joining to the bylaws committee, which at that time was chaired by Charles English, I believe out of the Atlantic chapter. A few years later, I inherited the chairmanship of two regional conferences which were held in Oregon, so I managed those. After moving to California and becoming involved with CPRA, I got elected to the board, went to the chairs, was president, and have been active in helping with a couple of what we call North-South joint training conferences between ourselves and the Northern chapter, as well as two regionals and now a national.
Excellent. Has your Apco membership had a direct effect on your career?
I don't think so. Possibly, but a lot of technical departments report to a bureaucratic manager that doesn't care particularly to be brought up to speed on any technical issues. They just, if it's working, don't bother me. So I don't see that Apco helped in that part of my career.
Okay. What does Apco do better than anyone else?
Well, I think they provide, well, let me back up. You have the IEEE Institute for Electronic Engineers, which is purely an electronic engineering type thing. Apco is very broad. It embraces not only the dispatch, but the managerial operational side. But has some very fine engineers, so I think it's probably the single source of knowledge for anything having to do with public safety communications, whether it's on the dispatch side or the engineering side. It's kind of a one-stop shop for everything.
What do you like most about Apco?
I think the networking. You make friends and collect cards so you can, there's people you can reach out to nationwide.
I know that we've reached out to each
Right.
other. I met you
when
at
you need information.
2009, I think we met.
Yes, that's correct.
In Las
we
Vegas.
network together, and there are people who will always return your call or your email if you need help. And Apco is very good about that.
What does Apco need to do to move forward?
Well, I think right now they're chasing the gadget world. They're interested in I call them gadgets, iPhones, which are certainly useful. You go to the supermarket, there's a woman checking her grocery list. If you go somewhere else, they're checking other sorts of things. And they're talking about text and video into the PSAP. But the everyday law enforcement officer, fire officer are still relying on plain old two-way radio to get the job done. And Apco, I think, has fallen way short of ensuring that there's a reasonable supply of young men and women trained to maintain the public safety systems. They're unlike cell phone, that there's a whole new world, and with the advent of P25 and other such things, it's not getting easier. And I interviewed a guy this morning. He said, my men are growing old and retiring. He said, I can't find anybody that's been to school and knows how to take care of any of this stuff. Oh, I think Apco has lost sight of having to recruit or support the recruiting and training of people to maintain land mobile radio systems.
What's your most favorite Apco memory? It could be a serious one or a funny one.
Well, as I mentioned this morning to some people, I attended the way back when 1961 National held at Long Beach, and I had a chance to meet Ronald Reagan. So that's the one that I always remember.
And I know that you have a program, Apco program.
Yes, I have a program signed by him, which I'm going to turn over to the Historical Committee.
That's excellent. So you actually got to meet
I
Mr.
did.
Reagan. Oh,
Shook his hand.
wow. That's a history maker there, too. Well, thank you for meeting with us today and for sharing some of your memories of Apco.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.